YouTube, ABC. Won't you
I do welcome the house for coming to the Kupe Muanenguba draft. I greet the President, Dr. Samuel Ekome Sako, and his administration. Commander Spirit for ARF, the greet all man. I greet our chair lady for Kupe Muanenguba County. ARF, don't be silent for the past years. We don't really be silent, but we don't begin unite, and we don't stand, but materials not there available. The issue for we for unite, if we don't start things, but we need to get a better ground. We need to get a better ground for see how we fit come together, or we fit put what thing them in place. Not until what parents themselves will be the fear them themselves they can't get a knock ahead within the will that the public we don't buy it over, and the promises the will that the public we give them, it don't fail. We believe say all side black legs that we don't be. Even for the house for diaspora day, black legs they be, but we don't decide say we not go leave them. We could still come together or put ourselves together, even if the day will be there or no the enemy, we just still do our best. That just for the love we get them for our people, for Ambazonia, and for move or struggle forward. So we don't already unite, and kuna say may una help we, may una support we, may una contribute for we, make we be able to get materials and so that if we move this or struggle forward for Kupe Muanenguba again. We the give promise for una, me, Commander Spirit for ARF, the promise una say if una support me, we get materials then una go hear the good result, and we will perform more than wait way una know or wait way una be see for the all una for struggle, for put hand behind me, for support for we, so that we should be able to push the struggle forward. We do behind the IG, President Sako Ekome, and we do behind the county of Kupe Muanenguba. They behind our cheerleader too. I beg with the place may una support, una help we. We will not go left different areas them that is move forward, that is struggle for do something for their own side, then our own side just be like say nothing never ever happen, or people they not did it, or nothing never ever be done for day. We did behind una plenty. Thank una.
Fellow Ambazonians, welcome to Kupe Muanenguba County again. Permit me to acknowledge my indefatigable Vice President of Ambazonia, Mr. Eric Ate, the Speaker of the Interim House of Representatives, Dr. Winnie Lobati, and my special presidential entourage. The following trusted associates of mine in the interim government from this great county of Kupe Muanenguba, from the cabinet: my friend and brother in the fire, Dr. Logan Elad Kizito, Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs; Professor Beatrice Epote, Secretary of State for the Department of Education and Strategic Collaboration, and doubling as County Coordinator for Kupe Muanenguba County; Ma Lydia Ebude and Dr. Ekiko, Senior Advisor to the President, Interim House of Representatives, Honorable Emmanuel Sumelon, Representative for Bangem; Honorable Florentine Fotabon, Representative from Nguti Local Government Area; County and Local Government Officials, Mr. Ekinde Eugene, Chair of Bangem Local Government Area; Mr. Philip Joe, Chair of Nguti; and Defense Team, Mr. Etiba and Mr. Epie; Finance, Mr. Abuno, Mrs. Joan, and Mr. Clement. Dear sons and daughters of Kupe Muanenguba County, fellow Ambazonians, after 60 years of hate, deprivation, and exploitation, after burning down more than 400 of our villages, after slaughtering our innocent compatriots, forcing more than 2 million of our people into misery, living in bushes and as beggars in refugee camps, La République suddenly has the money and the will to now rebuild our airports, our highways and our seaports, our stadia, etc. If the price we had to pay to deserve a seaport or an airport or a stadium is that much, then it is too much. Tell those Bulu mafia bosses that we don't need these things anymore because the cost in blood currency makes it unacceptable. And those who think we give a damn anymore to such games played by La République du Cameroon in this generation should check into a mental health facility for mental evaluation. Yes, we dare La République to construct whatever in Ambazonia during a raging war. When bullies torture you, deprive you, mock and despise you when you cry, make sure they feel your crunch and enjoy your grind when you grow up. That is the statement we Ambazonians are making here in Kupe Muanenguba, the land between the twin lakes. Once more, we are in the great county of Kupe Muanenguba. We came here to continue a patriotic duty of drafting. It is always uplifting to commune with the people with a compelling history of resistance and a natural revolutionary mindset. Between the towering mountains of Kupe Muanenguba, of Mount Kupe and Mount Muanenguba, great revolutionaries and statesmen arose. From the Bakosi warriors who resisted French Cameroon's Bamileke dominance of their land in the late 50s and 60s, to statesmen like the Honorable Zo Ekangaki, who spotted Ahijo's treachery towards the southern Cameroons earlier than his contemporaries. From advocates of the force of argument, SCNC's barrister Ekongtam Elad in the early 90s, to pioneers of the argument of force like Justice Frederick Ebong Alobwede, who stormed and seized the colonial propaganda house of CRTV Boya Station in the late 90s. It is fair to say the great county of Kupe Muanenguba is no pushover in this present phase of our liberation struggle. The courageous actions of our forebears is the testament of the resilience of a people who will stop at nothing to achieve a completely liberated homeland, Ambazonia. Today, our people are facing worse wrath than those faced by the brave Bakosi men who resisted the French Cameroon Bamileke takeover of their land in the 60s. The price tag this time is huge. More than 45,000 deaths, more than 2 million IDPs and refugees, more than 500 villages and settlements touched, thousands of enforced disappearances, and hundreds on death row or facing life sentences in nasty La République du Cameroon dungeons. Let us have a moment of silence in remembrance of those who have lost their lives, our valiant ARFs and civilians in Kupe Muanenguba, as well as the entire territory of Ambazonia. A moment of silence, please. May they continue to rest in power, knowing that nothing will stop us from achieving that which they shed their blood for, the freedom of our people and the complete liberation of our country. My dear people of Bangem, Nguti, and Tombe local government areas, fellow compatriots on the home front, you are a great and resourceful people who are suffering the effects of this senseless war declared on us by dictator Paul Biya in 2017, just like our compatriots in the other 58 local government areas in Ambazonia. But what is peculiar about you, the great people of Kupe Muanenguba, is your steadfastness in believing in our leadership, the leadership of your interim government with regards to prosecuting this liberation struggle. Even when the fabrics of our institutions was shaken by the failed attempt by coup plotters at the beginning of this year, a diabolic act against the very hopes of our people, championed by some of your sons, a CPDM mole in the defunct Restoration Council, who is still to graduate from the CPDM School of Corruption, Manipulation and Falsehood. You did not fall for his antics. His schemes to find fabricated evidences against Dr. Sako to justify his mission of using us to destroy our own struggle and please his fellow Etudi hires were short-circuited by your collective revolutionary IQ. So thank you. You saw through his real intentions to mastermind a witch hunt against yours truly, surprising without any iota of regret that same CPDM mole is the loudest to lament their inability to find even a shred of concocted evidence to justify their wickedness against yours truly. They have failed on all sides, could not succeed to stop us neither, and neither have they succeeded to do what they said we were incapable of doing. So they have now lost place in the struggle and will do everything for a modicum of relevance. These people destroyed their roof and take to the street. Today, a night at their enemy's shelter is their greatest achievement. The lesson here for all of us is never destroy your own, lest you end up depending on your enemy for survival. They were frantically calling, today they are frantically calling everyone, including former enemies, to collaborate, to secure some relevance. Those enemies know that if you rejected them when you had value, and you now suddenly want to join them after you have lost influence and value, you are just seeking relevance within their little space. Have you not learned what the cock told the hen? He said, never you help a snake to hatch his eggs, however beautiful and attractive the eggs may be. When you betray your best friends, their enemies may cheer you up, but they will not trust you. When a rich man dressed expensively falls in mud, he will cherish the tap water and rags of the poor used to wipe his mess. If you were the poor man, how much will you value your service to that rich man? It is your decision. Guess who is in charge then? You. The interim government under my watch as the principal custodian of our liberation endeavor will not waste our time cutting one Cameroon agents, mingling with sellouts and anti-revolutionaries as a matter of principle. If you call that refusal to collaborate, so be it. You cannot pair a monkey into business with a fish because the two cannot work together. Where will they hold their business meetings? In the sea or on the tree? Either way, if you force that partnership, one will die and the business will shut down. If you are saying, let us just join, it doesn't matter, we are all Southern Cameroon brothers and sisters, then you are either ignorant of the war we are fighting or you are a spoiler. We will only collaborate with those who are not in this for themselves and are in all ways fighting the enemy instead of fighting the IG. Dear compatriots, our communion tonight during this draft session solidifies the confidence you, the people of Kupe Muanenguba, have in your institutions of state symbolized by your interim government. You showed exemplary maturity when your delegates represented your local government areas during ASSC2 in Washington earlier this year. We came out stronger from that conclave, partly because of the rich contributions from the brilliant minds of the sons and daughters of Kupe Muanenguba. We salvaged the struggle from the grip of spoilers and laid a better foundation for a more efficient and focused revolutionary machinery. The ARFs of Kupe Muanenguba now look up to us tonight to rekindle their hope through our financial support to this great county tonight. I want to inform those CPDM stooges in Yaoundé who have sold Kupe Muanenguba to the Esingan Mafia for the price of innocent blood. Those belly politicians like Ngole Paul Elong and other colonial choristers who are coercing our local population to turn against our valiant ARFs and the liberation movement. But you have said enough, and I heard you clear that enough is enough with this 60-year-old Dimabola politics. The worst among these blacklegs are our amber chameleons who have opted deliberately or unwittingly to destroy the IG and seal our fate within a one Cameroon outcome. Some of these are people who have lived past their life expectancy, enjoying the bonus of their time on earth, and careless if Southern Cameroons or the Southern Cameroon they will bequeath to their children will be a free homeland or an annexed plantation of enslaved people. They are greedy pigs whose only cry is that our liberation effort is jeopardizing their retirement, threatening their job security, and endangering their blood-stained crumbs from La Republique. Those crumb-begging chiefs, sponsored by the Yaoundé CPDM lackeys, have now resorted to fake juju rituals, summoning the great gods of the land to curse any brave son and daughter of that county who is fighting for the liberation of Ambazonia. These archaic, intimidating tactics can only frighten gullible minds who are still to understand where ultimate power resides in this world. This is a God-ordained struggle of ours. It is scary to know that some who carry the blue and white flag with us and pretentiously murmur our national anthem as if they believe in the same cause as we do are facilitators of the CPDM Bulu Beti agenda in Kupe Muanenguba. They have sought a safe harbor in the coup plotters camp where they are busy auditioning for who is the best candidate to divert our cause to Yaoundé for the lowest price possible. Valiant ARS of Kupe Muanenguba, my dear sons and daughters, thank you. Thank you. As your CIC, I know it has been challenging amidst the disorder coming from some overzealous actors in the diaspora, whose only motive is dividing you, not forgetting the internal betrayals sponsored by the shameless, bloodthirsty colonial elite from your county. As I have said, every phone call you receive from the diaspora claiming to want to help you has the potential to either make you a better fighter or lure you into a fake unity, most often masterminded by the enemy himself, La République du Cameroon. The former defense officials who are no longer working with the county officials here present have no support base to help you. When they make any promises to you, they are either lying to you or are trying to entice you with part of their paycheck from La République. If there were no springs, there would be no rivers. Therefore, at all times, you have to be vigilant and prudent. The enemy is more desperate now and employs some of those you once trusted to work for them. So make no mistake, remain alert and always look up to your chain of command, beginning with your county and LGA leadership here present today, and your self-defense structures of the interim government for directives. Dear generals, commanders, and foot soldiers, remember, we are always there for you and have never wavered in our determination to play our part, so that you always have what it takes to continue to defend our people and our beautiful territory. If anyone you trusted failed, and if anyone you trusted failed you, we are still here for you. We must fight till we succeed. If someone deceived you to retire, to stop fighting, know we are still here to encourage you. If someone threatened you threatened to abandon you, that you should abandon the struggle, know your cause is more righteous than their evil sayings. If someone invoked the gods of stones and fire against you, know there is a greater God over all, who incarnates justice. Don't be afraid of those who claim they can kill the flesh but cannot kill the spirit, because Ambazonia is a spirit. That is why your brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers are gathered here today to draft. You should trust your institutions under this interim government so that you will step up the resistance against enemy forces as you did before and become a nightmare to those crumb-eating CPDM elite who are doing the dirty job of the enemy La République from Yaoundé. I appeal to you all to regroup your brigades. Let's re-strategize and bring Kupe Muanenguba entirely under our control. Let's make Kupe Muanenguba County a no-go zone for any so-called elite embarking on any anti-revolutionary mission to Bangem, Tombel, or Nguti. Fellow financial warriors, dear friends of the great county of Kupe Muanenguba, We have to rebuild Kupe Muanenguba anew. It is the only county alongside Lebialem sharing borders with 4 other counties and our international borders with La République du Cameroon. It is only next to Dogamanton in the length of its international borders with La République du Cameroon. This county is very strategic for training and coordination. The cries of our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters in the trenches of Kupe Muanenguba are very loud. They asked me to tell you that they need us now more than ever before. Betrayals from within have made them orphans, needing more than the others. Let us all have that in mind as we draft tonight. The ARFs of Kupe Muanenguba are impatiently listening and watching us tonight. Let us show them that they can always rely on us as we dip our hands tonight to support them. Let them know Ambazonia will not be free without a free Kupe Muanenguba County. To those of our contributors who left us, hoping that those who lured them through falsehood, slander, and manipulation had a better approach to the prosecution of this liberation war, what is your verdict today? I appeal to you to come back or go back to your various LGs and contribute and continue drafting. And if you have concerns about the management of operations within the county or local government, the solution is to get involved rather than redundancy. If every owner were to demolish his or her house for the slightest defect, tell me how many houses will be left in your city. Let us collectively continue this fight together. It is our fight, not my fight. People of Kupe Muanenguba County, by now, you have discovered the caliber of people you almost entrusted our liberation movement to. Sometimes, says an African proverb, time is the second God. Time has vindicated my judgment and your judgment. And while they keep on throwing the kitchen sink at each other, confuse and discouraging our people, and expect La République du Cameroon to be entertained by their stupidity, let us continue to do what we do best, draft and take care of our ARFs. We continue to remain focused and engage the bloodthirsty genocidal talks with consistency and determination. I appeal to all of us tonight. Let's do something special for Kupe Muanenguba County. Your financial support will go a long way to enable the indefatigable county leadership to re-energize the kind of resistance that once made Kupe Muanenguba County a death jungle for Dictator Paul Biya's ill-trained genocidal bee scouts. Let our statement through this draft rekindle the fire in our brave ARFs who have already drafted their lives for our collective freedom. Yes, we should reignite our hotspots whenever the enemy tries to neutralize them in one way or the other. If you doubt what I am saying, just look at what we have rekindled in 7 kata of Bafut only recently. Our ARFs in Bangem, Tombel, and Guti are up to the task and will do the same if we put the necessary materials in their hands. Let's draft generously tonight in order to provide them with what is necessary for them to mine Kupe Muanenguba with lava enough to greet our occupiers daily. Let the draft for Kupe Muanenguba kick off now. Viva the great county of Kupe Muanenguba. Viva our brave Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Viva the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. And God bless our beautiful country.